I'm about to show you a unique story of Mick, an Englishman from Manchester who found love, purpose and home deep in the rural part of Eastern Serbia. 40 years ago he resigned from being a Royal Marine and went travel the Balkans with no return ticket.
Many people said, why are you here?
In Serbia he met Beka, a Serbian girl with whom he traveled together for a year, but then they parted ways. Beka got married and had 2 kids, and he worked in security for Middle East officials and as a paramedic. But 20 years later they reconnected. Beka was now a widow.
Bang, slap across the face.
Now they are married, run a winery in Eastern Serbia and live nearby in a restored village house.
That is what makes me mad.
I spent 24 hours with Mick, visited a unique village of wineries, crashed my drone and fell in love with the place forever. No animals were harmed during the filming. Enjoy!
Okay, off we go.
You are from the city. You are now living in a Srpsko selo, in a Serbian village.
Yeah.
How this type of life for you?
I love it. Every time I sort of put down some kind of roots, it was in a fishing village in Cornwall, the small village Zinal, high up in the Swiss Alps. Every time I've gone smaller and smaller until now I've ended up here. And I don't think you could go any smaller. Being surrounded by nature as we are, it's fantastic.
So it's a
Four-wheel, nah,
yeah.
Just into four-wheel. I mean, it's not where I'm working at the moment on the mine. We're going into the wet season, so we'll have now 4 months of axle deep mud.
So you are accustomed to this type of roads?
Yeah. I enjoy living somewhere which it's Europe, but the influences to my part of Europe are different. The historical influences here, you had Byzantium, the Ottomans. Even before the First World War, you had the First Balkan War, the Second Balkan War, the changes that made when the Ottoman Empire was being pushed out. It's the Orthodox Church. I'm Protestant, and here I am living in an Orthodox area. I find the church here very, very interesting. There's that air of mystery about it. It still exists. You know, the service, that screen with what, you know, part of the service goes on behind a screen.
You don't have this in Protestantism?
No, the service is very, very open. Orthodox church choirs are something to behold. Amazing, amazing.
Haven't you thinking about going into our orthodoxy, about how to say it in English, Krštenje in Serbian?
I've thought about it. At the moment, I've even had our local bishop say, when am I converting? That would be a major, major step. My answer will be, I don't know.
So maybe.
These 3 graves together, it was either 3 brothers or 3 friends, I can't remember exactly, that they were working in a quarry together round here, and a rockfall killed all 3 of them at the same time, buried together.
How long ago was it? It was...
I don't know.
1885.
1885 is on there, yeah.
Yeah. Can we name Serbia a conservative country? What do you think?
No. No, I just think resisting to mainstream, you can laugh. Really, Michael, don't pull my tongue. He's English, so there is sorry for me for saying this, but there is a certain English mentality being nurtured by colonialistic and imperialistic history of yours.
Absolutely.
And you don't even notice this stuff. But my culture is great. And Serbians need to change. We need to stop smoking. We need to this, that, that.
You love my culture.
Yes, I appreciate it. I really do. I cherish it. and I wouldn't want to change you. But also, I cherish the Serbian culture, and I think what is maybe considered conservative is just resisting the mainstream, resisting the globalism, which I don't think is great every time. It can also drive to homogenization and assimilation of everything, and authentic stuff that makes things interesting can vanish in that process.
We're above the village of Rayats, and the village of Rayats was where everyone lived. But what the families did, I have no idea how it started, but every family built its own winery up here. Physically, these buildings are closer to where the vineyards are, or where they were, and it's grown up as a separate village. It's unique in the world, the way the actual wineries grew up as a separate village.
People can live here, actually, and people live here.
Some of these pivnitsas have become guest houses, and I'm damn sure that in the past, when someone had too much wine, they didn't walk down the hill. I'd put money on them sleeping here.
What is the most challenging in life with a British husband?
Great question.
What a question. Language. Actually, with him, it's a problem because he works a lot of time out of the Serbian, and his Serbian is bad. And for me, it's embarrassing to go somewhere. He's understand most of Serbian language, but he's not speaking, and for me it's very hard part of our life.
Because she likes to sit down with friends, have a good conversation, some meal, drinks, and it's difficult to do it when you have an Englishman who doesn't speak Serbian.
Actually, we try to translate what we are talking about, but sometimes you want to be with your friends talking fluently, no one to interrupting you, and sometimes I miss a lot to translate to him, and that is what makes me mad.
Even though he's English and foreign to us, to our way of living, not just as Englishman, but also as a man who was living alone, coming into a family. I think he did very well, and we kind of grown together.
It's Miljana's room. When she's come here, she's sleeping here. It's still developing.
We have 3 dogs, and I think it's 5 cats.
5 cats.
Yeah. The house is like a zoo. It's great. I love it.
So this is your room.
Yes, I moved my hi-fi over here. I moved my books over here, although there's still some more to come. And then behind the door, the vast majority of my music collection. I'm still filling in a few gaps, as one day that will be Smiljana's. She'll have the best music collection in Serbia.
Do you have Yugoslavian rock here or Serbian?
This band played at the Rayats Festival last year. More folk traditional music.
You like it?
Very much. This guy, Kune, I think if I pronounce correctly, real traditional Serbian music. It's outstanding. Many of these are my photographs. I don't do so much now, but I've done a lot of photography. When I was roaming around here in 84, I was constantly meeting people off the beaten track. They were open, welcoming, always time to talk, have a glass of rakia wherever I was, or make coffee. And people had an interest in me because many people said, why are you here? How have you ended up here? I still find the Balkans in general friendly. I think what might have changed is before it was Yugoslavia. With the breakup of Yugoslavia, the countries themselves have become more polarized. As a foreigner here, I'm not aware of anything ever being directed against me. NATO bombed Serbia in, was it 99?
Yeah, it was 99.
99. No one has ever brought that up in conversation with me and said, you're British, you bombed us, etc., etc. Made in a yacht chandlers, a supplier for boats just outside London. A little bit of history. How on earth did that end up here?
Yeah, this is the question.
Yeah.
There's a stereotype that every Englishman drinks tea and drinks it with milk. Serbia is the country of coffee. Everybody drinks coffee here.
Yeah.
How do you feel as an Englishman which drinks tea, as a tea lover in a coffee drinking country?
I survive because I have a drawer in my bedroom that is full of British Tetley tea bags, a particular black blended tea. Us Brits, we drink tea with milk. I've had several friends come from the UK to visit. Mick, what do you want? I said, bring Tetley tea bags. I've got them already. I've got one friend of mine, he's visited here, it's possibly 10 times. Another guy's been 8 times. They've come here, they love it, but they bring tea bags. I say, if you don't bring tea bags, don't get on that aircraft. Bedroom, I brought my furniture from UK as well, as I was extremely attached to it. All of this is Bob Dylan, his albums, the bootleg series. The man just doesn't stop. This is the lyrics of Bob Dylan translated into Serbian. And I now, with people buying for me, I now have 4 copies.
They're buying for you so that you learn Serbian by this book.
No, so that I learn Bob Dylan. Books on Dylan, articles on Dylan. I'm not a Dylan obsessive. I'm nearly an obsessive.
Don't you get ever homesick?
I miss this. There's friends I wish I could see more often and go down the pub with. Good British tradition. I'm a big rugby fan, especially internationals. Even though I'm from Manchester, I have absolutely no interest in professional football. I'd rather watch paint dry. I find it more stimulating. If there's one thing Manchester is famous for, it's rain. Memories of so many times, especially when I was young, outdoors in all weathers, invariably raining. We're over 300 days of sunshine here a year. In the morning, the sun comes up over there, traverses across, goes down over there in the evening. It's in the sun when the sun's out. Today it isn't. It's in the sun the whole day. All of this area, everything that you can see, the tree cover is thick at the moment, but you can see everywhere either a few active vineyards or the remains of vineyards. The whole of this area at one time was massive grape production. Everything died a death, and it went back to families producing for themselves, and the few visitors that came here. I arrive on the scene and I think, why is this area gone to sleep? We bought the land, we cleared completely, and these grapes, these vines, we planted ourselves. We made the decision on what to plant.
Why do you have the picture of Tito and the picture of the Queen?
The picture of the Queen was my dad's picture, which he treasured. And if you read at the bottom, it says the Queen in the uniform of Colonel-in-Chief of the Irish Guards. My dad was Irish Guards. My granddad was Royal Irish Fusiliers. There's a family history of serving in Irish regiments and the police. This picture of Tito was abandoned, and I rescued it and cleaned it up. And I thought there was a nice symmetry about Her Majesty the Queen and Tito in the office. 1984, I would say really it was just before the major fractures started to appear in the economy here.
Did you feel it in the air?
At that time, no, not at all.
At that time, was it considered like a dangerous trip? What image did the country have?
Not at all. Even though it was still socialist, it was not part of the, don't take this the wrong way, the Soviet bloc, you know, which, how would you describe it? Hard, uncompromising communism. Yugoslavia was not like that. My impression was it wasn't like that. It was quite an open society. The people were open, friendly. The impression I had is these people are not living their lives looking over their shoulders. I'm sure that if you stepped out of line politically and made too much noise with the wrong, off message, as it were, that your life might have become difficult. But danger, not at all. Not at all, the complete opposite. When the Ottomans were pushing into Kosovo, the Serbs there were under pressure, a reoccurring story. And if I remember correctly, it was a prince based in Vidin, which is now over the border in Bulgaria, invited people to come here. They brought with them their architecture. Apparently this style of architecture is linked back to Kosovo. They brought their wine culture with them, and at least 3 varieties of grapes. And also something else that links back to Kosovo is the way the saint stays of the houses, which follow I believe, the male line of the family, link back to Kosovo as well.
For how much have you bought the land?
Anything between sort of 2,000 to 5,000 euros a hectare.
So it's at least 15,000 euros for all the land.
I've invested more here than I think central government has, maybe since the end of the Second World War.
Can you give the number? How much?
£2 million.
2 million pounds.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Is it profitable business?
I can tell you an intern joke between the colleagues in the wine business. How do you become a millionaire in the wine business? First, you were billionaire. I wouldn't recommend it for money making. If someone wants fast money, this is definitely not the way. This is for people who are passionate about this.
In the tanks, we've got a capacity of about 55,000 litres. We don't produce that much, but not having every tank full allows you to have different tanks with different wines in or different combinations. Some wine will be ready after the tanks, after these steel tanks. What we're doing with other wines is they're going into barrels.
Aha.
And then the blending process is solidified in the barrel, and also the wine is absorbing the flavour of the particular wood that's in use as well.
We cut the white wine into barrels made of acacia wood, and it gives the wine a certain character. And for the red wines, we started off using Hungarian oak.
Have you adopted any kind of new habits living here in Serbia?
I drink more coffee than I used to. I like Turkish coffee. I remember travelling around here in '84. Every kafana I stopped, I got in the habit of Turska kafe and Slivovica. What a stunning combination.
Have you tried tea and Slivovica?
No, if I have alcohol with tea, it's usually whiskey.
Oh,
I put whiskey in tea, and that takes me back to my grandmother when I was outdoors as a kid in winter, and I'd come in, fingers frozen, blowing on my shivering. And my gran, she'd be arrested nowadays. Cup of tea, whiskey in it, there you are, that'll warm you up. That smell and that taste has stayed with me my whole life.
Do you think Serbia somehow changed Mick?
He became more patient, more relaxed, less rigid than he was. Less has to be like that, because he learned it cannot be like that, because everything is chaotic here. Lots of times it's just you have to react to this situation and deal with it the way it comes. This is the way we live here. It changed also his lifestyle.
In what way?
Well, there is no going to the pub here. It's different social events that were maybe not so familiar to him at first, but he grown to like them. He likes sometimes to go to pivnice and to sit with winemakers there and drink spritzer. And I don't know how they manage the conversation, because most of them don't speak English.
Bravo, bravo. Dobro?
Dobro.
Super.
Kako ti?
England.
Dobar
England.
Jeste.
Make it to. Da. Živeli.
How Serbia changed you as a person?
Perhaps I can put down roots and stay in one place. It's a major lesson. Is that Serbia or is that Beka? Beka is in Serbia, so I suppose the two are intertwined, interconnected. There's no escape. I was actually at a stage in my life where I'd accepted I was never going to settle down. So I will spend the rest of my life doing this kind of work, mountaineering, skiing, travelling. That's my life. Go and enjoy it. And then, bang, slap across the face, re-meet Beka, get married for the first time at 49, wife, 2 children, there's Morza as well, Beka's son, house full of dogs and cats. Here I am. For better or for worse, Serbia is home. I feel blessed to live here.